over the holidays and did give this as a gift. It is the famous pail that comes with 4 of the palm-sized triple milled goat milk soap, which is the item that started it all. I'll give you the scents, and then it's ready, set, order at the lowest price ever, 40% off, lower than when I bought it at the holidays at Black Friday deal. I have vanilla absolute, coconut cream, spiced orange, lilac dreams. Limited, I'll tell you what's limited, is mint and eucalyptus. Also limited is honeyed grapefruit, which is my favorite, and I know it's also Josh's favorite. Lavender, and then the famous sunshine lemon, which is newer but incredibly popular.
Yes, and there are 2 items in the show that I'll call out and say you just can't not get.
Agreed.
This is the first.
Agreed.
When the other one comes up, I'll be like waving my arms and saying, I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
So this is our palm-sized bars of soap, and this is, as you said a moment ago, Helen, this is really where the brand started. They're just a little bit smaller than a deck of cards. They're triple milled, so they're an incredible quality. They're made by the premium soap manufacturer in the United States. He's been making soap back since World War II, and it's a really great brand, great quality. Triple milled means that we take all of the ingredients, we mill it, we compress it, and then we break it down again. Mill it, compress it, mill it, compress it. The reason that's important is because once you get this bar of soap in the bath or in the shower, it's not going to degrade, it's not going to fall apart, and it's not going to become all mushy. So it's the quality of the ingredients, the fact that it's triple milled, and then when I get over to start lathering, you're going to see why our soap is so different. And the main reason is the goat milk. And because goat milk shares the same pH as human skin, our body recognizes that, and it absorbs the nutrients, it absorbs the ingredients, which means it absorbs the moisturization, all of the hydration, all the vitamins and the minerals. In 1 drop of goat milk, there are 31 nutrients and vitamins. There's vitamin A, brightening, vitamin C, vitamin E, great for antioxidants, peptides, you find those in skincare. You have great, like magnesium, that's a mineral that is so important for us. Lactic acid is known for a gentle, natural exfoliator. All of these are in these bars of soap.
I'm still like, why this price? And my producers in my ear are saying this price isn't gonna last. It's not gonna last, neither is it. I mean, this is something you could buy, and you could give it as a gift 2 years from now. And it'll still be the same little tin, universal, that has the 4 palm size, and it also comes with a little, almost like, it looks like a little tag, and you use it to pop open that lid. And you could put other things in it. I know a lot of our customers keep like hair ties or like a million things in there. But this is the famous goat milk soap that started it all. Heather, how many millions of bars of soap? You know the number.
53 million.
53 million. You see, I don't.
53.
I could make up some outrageous number like 20 million, and it's more than double what I would think of.
Yeah, you know what I think is phenomenal? 53 million blows my mind, but our bars of soap are the #1 selling product at HSN. More bars of soap have sold here than anything else. And the guys have confirmed and confirmed. So like when you look at just the velocity
and
of
they're
how
a
many
Customer
people,
Choice Award winner.
Right, like how many people swear by a bar of soap.
Yeah.
I purposely didn't start lathering because I wanted everybody at home who hasn't tried this brand before to see that the water is clear, it's a dry loofah and a bar of soap. So there's no smoke and mirrors. There's nothing magic about this other than the goat milk and the kindness. And why we are so different is because we don't use any of the nasty fillers that come in soap. We are not using any phthalates. We're not using any mineral oils. We're not using any of the petroleums. And what happens when you use petroleums, think of the gas station, and when you see the petroleum on the ground, it's all kind of big, like rainbow slicks. We don't want that kind of a rainbow slick on our skin. We don't want to put oils on our skin. Oil is a barrier. Think of sun-dried tomatoes. If oil wasn't a barrier and you put sun-dried tomatoes in that oil, they would re-expand, but they don't. So when you get that oil slick, what you're doing is you're preventing hydration from getting into your skin. And you see right away from the lather how the bar becomes, it's almost like it liquefies from a lotion into a soap and it cleans the skin.
And you get 4 of those.
4 of these. And they last, like, this is small but mighty. Like, this will last for a long, long time.
Let's keep this in perspective. The palm size for this brand is like the kind you would get at a grocery store.
Definitely.
It's kind of like what you're used to every soap being. They're regular bar of soap is, I honestly take it in the kitchen with a knife and a butcher block, and I cut it in half because my little hand won't go around the big one.
Pound each.
They're a half a pound.
I mean, they're a big bar of soap.
They're a big bar of soap. So these are like a regular size bar of soap. They're not like a little hotel bar of soap.
Not at all.
These are a big bar. You get 4 of them for under $20. Don't forget about the 5 flex pay. It's $3.99 and free shipping and handling. And this tin that it comes with, yes, it's giftable, but there's nothing like specifically Valentine's Day, Christmas, Hanukkah. Like there's no specific holiday. It's got that kind of yellow brick road on it and the beautiful inspirational messages that Heather was telling you about. This is the spiced orange. We have very limited quantity in the mint and eucalyptus and the honeyed grapefruit, FYI. So if you're deciding what to get, I have the vanilla absolute, and let's talk about each one of these scents.
You want to go through them?
Vanilla absolute is one of the all-time favorites. It's one of the original ones too.
It is. It's actually our #1 next to Pure.
Yeah.
It's our #1 selling fragrance. And in the vanilla absolute, it's actually quite complex. It's a really beautiful fragrant. You have gourmand quality Madagascar vanilla that we're using. So it's a food quality vanilla. And then you're also going to get some sandalwood and a little bit of cedar. So it's warm and inviting.
And no wonder it's so popular. So Heather, we also have coconut cream.
Coconut cream is going to have a really nice, light, bright coconut water, or coconut milk rather, a little bit of lime leaf and a white blossom. It doesn't smell like a beach vacation. It smells more like a coconut biscotti or a coconut macaroon. It's not overly sweet.
Okay.
It's even a little bit kind of toasted.
All right, I love that. Then the spiced orange, which I have here.
The spiced orange is fabulous.
It is.
Here we get into a ripe orange. Like think of a mulled wine, but done with oranges. There's clove, there's nutmeg, and there's cinnamon.
Right.
Along with that beautiful warm orange.
And you can hear that, you know, these scents obviously are for everybody, men, for women, everybody. So this is the spiced orange. Then we have Lilac Dream. Now, I've learned about lilac from Dr. Brent and Josh told me that how many varieties of lilac and how careful they were choosing the lilac. Can you tell us about that scent?
There is many varietals of lilac, and this one, I believe, is a bit of a hybrid amongst many. And what it's meant to mimic is that first morning bloom. When I grew up, my grandmother had lilac bushes that lined the entire driveway, and I remember it was such a treat. She would make coffee in the morning, and she would get a cup of coffee, and I would get a cup of milk with a splash of coffee. And we would walk out and go along the lilacs, and I would pluck the little lilac to see if there was like the little honey bee at the bottom of it. So when lilacs first open in the morning, they've got this really light, airy, fresh bloom. With that lilac, we also did a bit of a eucalyptus, so there's like a touch of a botanical to it.
Okay.
So it wasn't overly flowery.
And speaking of eucalyptus, one of the most limited is the mint and eucalyptus, which again is like that morning refreshing, just how it sounds, right?
It's a bright spearmint, which is lovely. It doesn't smell medicinal. I've had some of the neighbors say, does it smell like a sports cream? Sometimes mint can go that direction.
Oh, I see.
Not at all.
No.
It's very fresh.
Yeah.
It's spearmint, and then it is mixed with a really high quality eucalyptus. It's great for the guys, it's great for the gals, and there's something about that particular scent that is very cooling and very icy on the skin. So if you tend to run warm, try that mint eucalyptus.
Oh, okay. That's a good tip. And then there's the honeyed grapefruit, which is the other one that is very, very limited and the closest to me.
Yep.
Okay, there
That's
it is,
the one.
honeyed grapefruit.
And honeyed grapefruit is sweet, but it has kind of that spicy citrus to it, you know? Not the kind of grapefruit that smells like a grapefruit candy, but more the grapefruit when you look at the peeling of the grapefruit, so it's a very pure citrus. And that was inspired by the other founder of the brand, New York Times bestselling author Josh Kilmer Purcell, and his love of grapefruits, because he would get them for the holidays.
Yes, I know he loves
so
the
cute.
grapefruit. And then the final one is the lemon. It's called Sunshine Lemon.
And that's made with Meyer's lemon. So they're known for like their very bold, effervescent flavor. And then you have some lime leaf in that and a little bit of vetiver.
Okay.
So clean and bright.
So those are the scents, but if you're new to Beekman or new to HSN, and maybe you've seen Beekman in like a high-end hotel sometimes, I know around the country there's some high-end hotels that do exclusively Beekman. You're like, what's so great about goat milk soap? So let's talk about what are the features of goat milk soap, triple milled. I know the business was started at the farm with goats that literally came from neighbor John. That's the genesis of this entire business. Is Josh and Brent have this house in upstate New York, in Sharon Springs, New York, and a neighbor came over to Farmer John and was like, hey, you know what? I don't have anywhere for my goats. I think he was losing his farm. He had nowhere for them to, and Josh and Brent, being the kind people that they are, which is the other ingredient, goat milk and kindness, took in Farmer John, and that was really the beginning of the goat milk soap, because they're like, well, we got the goats, what can we do?
They sat down and they Googled top 2 things.
Really?
So they were either going to go in the cheese business,
it was the internet.
or they were going to go into the soap business.
Okay.
And they laugh now and they say we had no business going into either of them because we didn't know what we were doing. What I loved about that story with Farmer John, and by the way, Farmer John's still part of the Beekman family, is there are photos of their first holiday season. So they got one really big order, which they were so excited. And if you look at those photos, you're going to notice that there's actually
on the
snow
kitchen
drifts.
Table.
Like it's icy cold in parts of these rooms throughout the season because they couldn't even pay the heat one of the years. I could earlier, but I don't know if I'm having issues now.
Oh, okay.
I'm hearing it sporadically.
Do you want to go check that out? And I could take over for a second if you want to fix it. Okay.
I got him. Yes,
okay,
thank you.
Hey, listen, it's live TV. I just want to make sure everybody's okay. It's technical problems.
When I was lathering over there, my earpiece popped out. So whatever you were saying to me, I didn't hear. But the neighbors came together and helped them hand wrap each bar of soap for that order.
Yeah, and that's literally what you're seeing in that picture. So what we have is 4 of those palm bars that you're getting for not $38 if purchased separately, but $19.95, and then the free shipping and handling. You could see on your screen how many of you have picked this up, 3,109. I will say that at the holidays, I bought a couple of these, one for me to have, because I love using these, and my thing that I love to use these for is also washing my makeup brushes.
Yeah.
I know, I think I talked to you about that because
right.
I have super sensitive skin and I can't use those chemicals that you douse your makeup brushes in. So I use, and you know, host Valerie, she also uses them for, of course, you know, in the shower, but also for the makeup brushes.
Yes.
They do such a great job.
You have gorgeous skin, by the way. Like, to see you on
You're
TV is
kind.
one thing, but to see you in person, you have like really beautiful skin.
Thank you.
What was the reaction? Because I know you gifted these. What did your friends say?
Do you know, it was a friend of mine, a fellow comedian friend of mine, had like a open house thing, and I always feel like you should bring something.
Yes.
And I came over with my little pail, and I gave it to his wife. And I have to be honest, when I walked in with my little pail, you know, we're all comedians. They thought, what is she? You know, they thought maybe I was like, you're gonna love this. You're gonna love it. You're gonna thank me. And then I gave her like the little pail. And I mean, it was like people were bringing like bottles of, you know, I don't know who drinks and who doesn't drink and what you know, so many people have food allergies and this and that. I felt like very confident with my gift and how much they loved it. Because I will say that I think that you know, life is so hectic. They have a younger son, and sometimes when, you know, your kids are little and you're just kind of going through it, you don't stop and go, how can I treat myself?
Right.
How can I treat myself for the same amount of money as going to the grocery store and getting a bar of soap? This is less money actually today on this sale price. So you're stocking up for something your family needs anyway, and honestly, you're gonna be treating yourself. Your skin is going to thank you. The item number is 083061, 083061. You're getting 4 of them, 4 of the palm size and the cute little tin pail, and you're getting all of it for $3.99. We're gonna scooch over there.
I would stock up there.
Yeah, I mean,